These are the Chaos Makeup Multichrome Pigments. I've seen a ton of duochrome shadows and things like that, but I haven't seen anything like this that goes from like purple, blue, green, yellow, pink, all in like seconds right before your eyes. These sell for $25. That's a lot. That is a lot of money, but okay. Must be applied over primer, lotion, or any base that is tacky. And it says, not recommended for use on lips in the US, lip friendly in EU countries. Not safe here, but if you leave the country and go to Europe, it is very safe over there. I don't know what that means. But I will be putting this on my lip. Don't tell them. I just want to see what it looks like. I'm going to be looking out for a few things with these multichrome pigments. I obviously want to make sure that they're extremely pigmented and as shifty as they looked on Instagram, but I also want to make sure that they're easy to use and not just something that's more makeup artist friendly rather than regular user friendly. And we're going to see if these are actually worth the $25. So on the site, it does say that the shade changes color depending on the viewing angle and the light given. That makes sense. We're in a studio, so obviously it's gonna look a little bit different than how it looked on their Instagram. But let's test these out because I'm dying to see how they look. So I've applied a bunch of lotion to my arm just so we can do some swatches and see what all the colors look like. So the first shade that I'm gonna be swatching is called MAGMA, and it looks very orange. This shade is called NIRVANA, and it's a bright emerald green. This shade is called Seaside, and it's like a bright blue-green color that's literally to die for. This next shade is Rebel Girl. It is the most beautiful purple. This next shade is Just a Girl, and it looks like it shifts from a yellowy green color to red. And this last shade is called Lucid. I gotta say that they look pretty incredible just on my arm. We have 6 colors here, so what I think I'm going to do is attempt to put 2 on each of my eyes, and then 1 on my top lip and 1 on my bottom lip. I'm gonna look a little wild after it's done, but I just want to see what all of the colors look like, and I feel like that's the best way to do it. Now the hard part, what colors do I want to use with what? I'm thinking let's do a little mermaid underwater fantasy on this eye, and then for this eye let's just do some hot fire oranges. I'm just gonna put on a bit of primer onto my lids, and I'm going to apply one color with a finger and the other with a brush just to see if different methods change how it looks. It might not. Woo! Do you see that green? I'm gonna add a little bit more. The thing with these is that I think I'm never gonna know when is enough, just because I want to keep putting more and more on. Like, look at that. Ah, that's amazing. This one to me kind of seems like the most drastic in terms of color shifting. So, both eyes are done. All of the pigments performed really, really well. I think that the color is there, the shifting is there. It shows up really well in my mirror. I'm not sure how well it's gonna show up on camera, but I can see all the shifting happening like right before my eyes. Now onto lips. I'm just gonna apply a little bit of a sticky balm on my lipstick and see how well the pigments adhere to it. Oh, whoa. It kind of feels like a sin to be covering up my Fenty Beauty like this. And then for the bottom lip, I'm going to go into the shade Lucid. Woo! Okay. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. I gotta say that this whole look, now that I'm all done, as weird and out there as it may seem, I kind of love it. I kind of love it. I have to say that I am honestly 100% sold on these multi-chrome pigments. I am not a pigment person or a loose glitter person. I don't buy stuff like that just because I feel like it's really messy and too much of a hassle, but for these, I will make the exception. These were a lot easier to use than I expected them to be. I just think it all has to do with how you prep, how you do your base. It definitely does need to be very tacky and sticky just to make sure that you don't get that fallout, but that can be solved by you just doing your eye makeup before you do the rest of your face or something like that. It definitely, in my opinion, worked better with a flat brush in terms of application. I just feel like the mess was a little bit too much for me to control just using my finger because it is such a finely milled powder. It's almost like a nail powder. It's so fine. It kind of blows everywhere. So I feel like with the brush, you do have a bit more control in where that pigment goes. Is it worth the $25? I say yes. I say these are worth it only because this is a very unique product. It's something that I haven't seen at Sephora, I haven't seen at the drugstore, I haven't seen anywhere. If you're a makeup lover, someone who wants to experiment or try something new, I say these are a definite yes.